In India, to get through civil service exams is a dream of thousands of people, but only a handful of them succeed. For 32-year-old Mercy, the eldest among 8 siblings, cracking the state civil service exam on her second attempt was not only fulfilling her childhood dream, but it was her route to a better life. But her dreams came crashing down with the abrupt termination, followed by the quashing of the main exam of the 2016 Manipur Public Service Commission. The termination even cost her her marriage. She was 8 months pregnant when all this was happening.
While I was pregnant, so many things happened emotionally. And the court case, um, they knew that they were from good government background. They're all officers, so they knew I was going to lose my job somehow. And they made many attempts for me to leave many times. However, I couldn't take it anymore, especially after I lost my job. My husband was residing outside. He refused to communicate. None of them even came when I gave birth.
Along with juggling between paying off her loans, taking care of her baby, and the court case, Mercy has had to deal with trolling on social media. With all this happening at the same time, each day is a battle for her.
It has the biggest challenge has been mentally, because first of all, here you are thinking that if you work really hard, you are going to get somewhere, and then you get somewhere, and then you are without your any faults of your own, you get thrown off that horse or mountain, and then you thought that slowly and incrementally your life would slowly go up, but that's not the case, and I was not prepared for it. I don't have anything prepared for my daughter, leave alone for me. I don't have anything for her right now. And in a few years she'll be starting school. I'm worried about that, and on top of that there is this legal case going on, and they are not cheap. They don't come cheap. You want to fight the battle, but what do you do? And if I go for another source of employment, then they'll ask, okay, you have been terminated. In social media, you have been termed as corrupted. You have been termed as a thief. Give us proof that you are not one.
Survival is also a challenge for differently abled Suraj. He has the responsibilities of feeding his family of 4, provide education to his 3 children, manage the basic needs, and continue fighting the legal battle. Eventually, the 47-year-old former sub-deputy collector took up home tuitions for neighboring children to make ends meet and provide for his family.
After our exam was finally quashed by the Honorable High Court, it effectively annulled my 2 appointments. One in horticulture and soil conservation department, which I had to leave after before joining the civil service. Then when the civil service was the appointment was annulled, I was left with nowhere to go. And then without any financial backup, etc., etc., I had to feed my wife and 3 children somehow.
Now, with the COVID-19 pandemic, situations are even more difficult for Suraj, and he is in dire straits financially since the meager income of the tuitions also stopped, as parents are reluctant to send their kids out of their homes.
So I used to take tuition, give tuition to students of such class as low as 6th standard. I used to teach them basics of mathematics, grammar, science, etc. And sometimes I feel I sometimes I pitied myself that I have risen my life has gone down this low. I used to, but other times I motivated myself like giving tuition or helping students is is participating in the molding of a society for in producing better children for future. I used to think like that, and meanwhile also I got some means of livelihood, just sustenance, nothing else.
Johnson's family thought that their unceasing prayers were finally answered when the 26-year-old cracked the MPSC examination in his very first attempt. Born to a family with both parents unemployed, Johnson was raised by his grandparents. His significant success story, without attending any coaching institution but purely based on self-preparation, inspired many youngsters. However, things have changed since 2016, and Johnson is now subjected to harassment on social media alongside his struggle to fulfill his responsibilities.
Honorable High Court judgment of 18 October has heavily land on the innocent candidate also. And this has impacted us because we are a very poor background. For some people, job is like MCS, IPS, IS is for they are used as a prestige and dignity. No, for us it is apart from that it is our livelihood because we are a big family and then I'm the eldest. I need to look after my sibling and then my parents, both of them are unemployed or depending on me. This judgment in other sense come like a shock to us. Even my grandparents also shocked because they are very happy because I am brought up from the nursery to graduation by my parents, my grandparents, I should say. They are still living, no, they alive. I think they are still alive, and then they it also impacted them very much and indirectly, particularly in the Facebook and all. Some people say that they are Huranba, they are thief. No, some people say even say that some of the selected ladies they sell their body and then because of that they are selected something like that. But God is helping me. No, I can cope up all those things.
Mercy, Suraj, and Johnson are among the 82 officers who were terminated from their services after a court order on pleas alleging irregularities in the state civil service examination that was conducted in 2016. While all of them share the same story of their hardships and struggles, another affirmation all of them share is their innocence and involvement in any of such irregularity.
The 2016 Manipur Civil Service exam fiasco came to limelight after 42 aspirants approached the Manipur High Court alleging irregularities and serious lapses in the selection process. This led to the cancellation of appointment letters issued on April 18, 2017, after their 2.5 years of service. A total of 9,188 aspirants appeared for the prelims in 2016, of which 1,130 qualified for the mains, but out of them only 1,069 appeared. Of them, 168 cleared for the interview and 82 were selected. The inquiry committee constituted by the High Court found that 7 out of 8,163 answer sheets missed the signature of the examiner, and the signature of the supervisor was missing from 15 papers, among several other anomalies.
Well, over the past 3.5 years, the petitioners got bifurcated into two groups. The other group is in favor of writing the 2016 exam from mains, while the others demands reconducting right from the prelims.
Longjam Tony Singh, one of the petitioners, says that quashing of the exam has only partially fulfilled their demands. He also demands that re-examination should be conducted from the prelims itself rather than the mains.
When the preliminary exam was conducted, there was no examination controller, and one can imagine as to what would have happened if an exam was conducted without the presence of a full-fledged or a full-time examination controller. So with the absence of examination controller, it creates or it leads to many opportunities of MPSC officials and other staffs to indulge into such massive malpractices and unfair means. Had the examination controller been appointed on time, this irregularities or this malpractices of such massive scale wouldn't have occurred, and I wouldn't have come out in public and giving you this interview. We demand the MPSC to not only the MPSC, the High Court, Honorable High Court of Manipur, or for that matter, the Supreme Court of India, to re-look into the matter, because it carries the life of so many innocent students. Our future and our academic careers are being put into stake, are actually at stake at the moment.
Student bodies of the state have also opposed the decision of reconducting just the main round of the MPSC examination. They also demand that MPSC should be thoroughly cleaned and the culprits should be punished at the earliest before any examination is conducted. Nangbam Robin Singh, Secretary of Manipur Public Service Commission, says the decision was made by the Supreme Court of India and they do not have any other option but to adapt to the system.
My pleading is that, yes, if you give me a chance, if you give me the opportunity, I can decide what I want or what we should be doing, but we should not be thinking on that line as of now, because the Honorable High Court of Manipur has already decided the matter that it should be quashed. So I, as a humble public servant, I have no authority to question the wisdom of the Honorable Judges of the High Court and of the Supreme Court. So that question doesn't arise now. So if you ask me, like, yes, I do sympathize for those people who lose their job, who lose their livelihood. I'm also not happy with that. But I cannot question the judgment given by and the wisdom of the Honorable High Court. So if you live in the system, sometimes you have to accept. Or you have to go to the court to question if you have any question, or if you don't agree with that judgment. That we have gone, MPS have gone to the Supreme Court, challenging the decision of the High Court. It's not that we just accept whatever the High Court said and whatever we have just tried to implement that. It's not that. We have gone to the Supreme Court. But the Supreme Court also doesn't accept our request. So because of that, now it has reached a finality in one sense, because it has been decided by the Supreme Court that you have to conduct the exam. MPSC now has adopted a new and more modern system into this. We are now going for on-screen evaluation system. In that, your papers will be scanned first and then put into the system, into the computers, and our evaluators will evaluate on screen. They will not have the physical papers. So in such a system, your computer will say, like, out of 5 questions, if the examiner fails to not correct one of the questions, then the computer will prompt him. He cannot finish up the paper. Computer will prompt the evaluator that this question number has not been corrected. So he has to do that. And your mark tabulation, that is the tallying part, will be done by the computer automatically. So there's no questions of error in totaling up the number of, because each question will carry some marks. So they have to be totaled up. That will be done by the computer.
In another turn of event, petitioners found that 3 of the candidates who could not make it through to the mains are related to the 2-member fact-finding committee. This fact was kept from the court. The petitioners have now approached the High Court to review the order of quashing the examination.
The review petition was filed in February 2020. In September, the court accepted the petitions and is scheduled to be heard this December 3rd. This comes as a ray of hope for those who have lost the job and also those who were treated unjustly due to anomalies in the MPSC. While CBI is investigating into this matter and an FIR has been lodged, any arrest into this case is yet to be made.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to East Mojo. For any queries, put them down in the comments section below and press on the bell icon for notifications.